On a cold October evening, when the sky hung low and heavy with rain, Daniel Harper was locking up his small auto repair shop, his hands still stained with grease and his mind occupied with the quiet responsibilities of being both mother and father to his 8-year-old son, Noah. Since losing his wife 3 years earlier, Daniel had grown used to carrying the weight of the world alone. His life moved in careful routines, wanting pancakes shaped like dinosaurs, school drop-offs with gentle reminders to be brave, late nights balancing bills at the kitchen table. Love, for him, had become something sacred and distant, something he poured entirely into his son. That night, as he cut through the old train station to avoid the worst of the storm, he noticed a small figure sitting on a wooden bench near the flickering lights. At first, he thought it was a forgotten backpack, but then the figure moved. A little girl, no older than 6, with rain-soaked curls clinging to her cheeks and tiny fingers wrapped tightly around a worn teddy bear. She wasn't crying loudly. She was whispering, as if afraid to disturb the dark. "Mommy said to wait," she murmured, her voice trembling but trying to be brave. People passed by, glancing and then looking away, assuming someone else would handle it. But Daniel couldn't. Something in the way she Saturday Teresa small against the vast emptiness of the station felt painfully familiar. He remembered Noah on the first day of school after his mother's funeral. Pretending not to be scared, Daniel slowly approached, kneeling down so it wouldn't tower over her. "Hey there," he said gently, removing his jacket and draping it over her shoulders. "Storm's pretty loud tonight." She nodded, eyes wide but trusting. Her name was Lily. She said her mommy had told her to stay put while she went to talk to some men. But that had been hours ago. Daniel offered her a warm smile and bought her hot chocolate from the nearly closed cafe nearby. She held the cup with both hands, the steam rising between them like a fragile promise of safety. When he asked for her mother's number, Lily hesitated. "Mommy says we can tell strangers anything," she whispered. Daniel's chest tightened. He respected that. Instead, he called the local authorities. But with the storm flooding streets and phone lines jammed, they said it could take hours to respond. He couldn't leave her there, so he made a choice in it out of obligation, but kindness. He brought her home, assuring the dispatcher he would remain available. Noah blinked in surprise when he saw the small guest standing shyly in the doorway, but within minutes, he was offering her his favorite blanket and half of his cookie stash. Daniel watched them from the kitchen, something warm spreading through him as Lily's quiet giggles filled the house. It had been so long since he'd heard laughter that didn't echo with grief. Over dinner, she spoke softly about her mommy being very important and always busy, about big houses and people in suits. None of it matched the small, frightened child sitting at his table. Later, when Lily fell asleep on the couch, still clutching her teddy bear, Daniel carefully tucked her in. He brushed a curl from her forehead, the same way he used to with Noah, and felt an ache. Hadn't allowed himself to feel in years the ache of wanting to protect someone being his own son again. As rain tapped against the windows, he Saturday in the dim light, wondering who could have left such a child alone. Even for a moment, he didn't know that by opening his door for one lost little girl, he had unknowingly stepped into a world far bigger than his own, a world of secrets, wealth, and consequences. All he knew was that tonight, a child needed warmth, and he had it to give. And for the first time since his wife's passing, Daniel felt like his heart had done something more than just survive. It had chosen to care again. The next morning, the quiet of Daniel's modest neighborhood shattered beneath the arrival of sleek black SUVs lining the curb. Men in tailored suits stepped out first, scanning the surroundings with professional attention. Then she appeared, Isabella Lauren, tech mogul, billionaire, a woman whose name commanded boardrooms and headlines, walked toward the house with urgency in her stride and fear in her eyes. The icy confidence the media adored was nowhere to be seen. When Lily ran into Daniel's arms instead of hers, Isabella frowned, pain flashing across her face. Inside, through trembling breaths, she revealed the shocking truth. She had received serious threats from a rival conglomerate and arranged heightened security, without telling Lily the full story. During a chaotic confrontation at the station, Lily panicked and hid, believing her mother might be taken away. Isabella's voice cracked as she admitted her biggest failure wasn't in business but in motherhood. She had built an empire, yet somehow let her daughter feel alone. What stunned Daniel wasn't her wealth, it was her regret. Over the following days, gratitude turned into conversation. Isabella returned it with cards, but alone bringing thank you gifts Daniel politely declined. She lingered longer each time, drawn to the normalcy of pancake breakfast and bedtime stories. Daniel saw beyond the headlines. He saw a woman exhausted from being strong for the world, desperate to simply be mom. And Isabella saw something she hadn't known. She needed a man whose kindness wasn't for sale. But the real twist came when she confessed that the security test had only been part of the truth. She had been watching Daniel's quiet life for months. After her husband's betrayal and public divorce, she had secretly funded local community programs including Daniel's repair shop, hoping to find examples of real integrity for Lily to look up to. She never expected her daughter to choose him instinctively. Now, standing in his humble living room, Isabella offered him not money, but partnership, a chance to help her reshape her company's image toward compassion and community. Daniel faced a choice greater than love: remain in the safety of his small world, or step into hers and risk his heart again. And as he looked at Noah laughing with Lily in the yard, he realized something profound. Sometimes the greatest wealth isn't found in billion-dollar empires, but in the courage to open your door when someone knocks.